Hello, I'm Ben from the Student Music Network, and we're down in Brighton for the Great Escape Festival, one of the biggest new music festivals in the world, and we're on day 2 at the moment. We had a really fun day 1. We've been going from venue to venue, seeing lots of great new acts. We spent a lot of our time at the beach stage yesterday. I'm a new convert of Moona, which Mr. Scott Hastie dragged me along to. I also saw one of my favourites, Baby Queen. I've been wanting to see her for 2 years now, since she released Internet Religion, and yeah, it was a real moment. We also saw Crawlers, who were incredible. I know they're doing absolute bits on TikTok, but that was a very fun show. And also Daisy Brain, maybe one of the surprise packages for me. I wasn't sure what I was getting into seeing them, but they were incredible. Very fun young band, exciting future ahead. We also saw the likes of Flovers and VLURE as well, actually on this very pier, just at the end at Horatio's, and that was a great way to end the night, albeit my legs were absolutely knackered, and I could only wish that I could match their energy levels. And yeah, we're going to be chatting to some artists as well. We've spoken to Ecstasy, we're going to be speaking to Stella Donnelly, one of my personal favourites, and also Alissic. So lots of good new music to listen to and lots of lovely people to speak to. We're going to watch the highlights from day 1 now. Enjoy.
This is my ego's exhibition. This is my political position. This is my internet religion.
Hello, I'm Ben from the Student Music Network, and I'm joined by Will, aka Daisy Brain. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks, man. How are you doing?
Good, yeah, really good, thanks. Feeling very much on day 3 levels of energy, but yeah. How has your festival been? Are you still feeling good?
Yeah, feeling great. I mean, our set was madness. The tent was like full, and we've only played in Brighton once, so to like see a full crowd was pretty like surprising, to be honest. But yeah, it was great. I had a great time, man.
I was going to say it was a really busy crowd, and you were playing on the same stage as lots of really cool artists as well. Have you managed to catch anyone else that you're a fan of?
Yeah, we saw Lime Garden last night.
Nice.
Which was buzzing. Like, I fucking love them.
Yeah.
Sorry, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, okay, yeah, they were buzzing, man. Yeah, I love them. They're like great, and the stage presence is great. The whole room was filled with their fans as well, so everyone was kind of like dancing about and singing, and it was a good vibe.
Nice one. And so, did you grew up around Brighton, or?
No, I grew up in Singapore.
Grew up in Singapore. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But I remember you saying something about falling in love on Brighton Pier. That's why. Okay, that was an interesting story. What can you tell us about that song?
So I was just before lockdown.
Okay.
I met my girlfriend at the station.
Okay, nice.
We hung about Brighton, and then on the pier, I was just like, oh well, this is great. And then on the way back, I was like writing the lyrics to that song on the way home, and then made the song. And yeah, I've never really had the opportunity to like talk about that song really, but like playing in Brighton, it was
perfect. Like you were just literally like right on that pier right there, like just down the road.
Yeah, it was great. She was in the front of the crowd as well, so
that's nice.
Yeah,
good. And so you're going on tour with Lauren Hibbard, a fellow Student Radio favourite as well, and also your own headline tour in November. How are you looking forward to that? And how does it compare, like going on tour compared to being in a studio or writing at home and that process? Do you like have a preference?
I definitely prefer tour.
Yeah?
I don't know. I think it's so different. Touring is just, it's so fun. You spend weeks on the road with like your best mates, and you're playing in front of people who are like going absolutely mental, and it's the best feeling in the world. I feel like the energy doesn't dip like at all when you're on tour until the very end, and then you get a fat come down, which is never fun. Studio life is fun as well. Like, I love creating music and making music and exploring different avenues, but it's definitely a lot for the head. It takes a lot of mental strain to like write the songs I'm writing, I guess.
Nice. I think I definitely prefer being out and about, which things like this definitely more fun to be out and about. But
it's changing, the environment's always changing, so like I love that, exploring different cities and like playing to different crowds and seeing how each city changes.
Definitely. And so you've just put out your Disconnected Happy EP. So what else have you got lined up for the year? Any more songs on the way that you know of? Any other plans?
Well, this something that's coming soon is, well, we're doing our headline in London on the 25th of May. And then soon after that we've got another single coming. We actually played it first time over there.
Okay, nice.
It was the first song we played, which is a little scary because we've never played it live before, and that was the first song we started with. So the nerves were high, but like I'm well excited to like release that song. It's called Small Matters.
Nice.
Not sure about the date yet, but it's all done, it's all ready.
It's coming. It's on its way. Nice. I remember it as well, like being a really good opener, and it didn't feel out of place, didn't feel like a new song, so definitely went down very well. And so finally, obviously, like our audience is students doing like student media, student radio. Obviously you're not going to have like decades of wisdom, but what advice would you give to someone trying to forge their own career in like a creative space, or what would you maybe wish you'd known? Like,
keep your blinders up, stop looking at everyone else, stop watching what everyone else is doing and seeing how well they're doing or how bad they're doing, because it's only going to distract you and you're only going to judge yourself. Like, I've got into some dark holes, like listening to other bands, well, not listening to other bands, like watching other bands progress and like hearing like friends talk about other bands in a certain way, and I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that. And you're always like comparing yourself. So I think keep your blinders up and just go. Just keep going and keep writing as many tunes as you can and tour.
So that was day one. We're now going to watch Dylan Bryant from URF interview Ecstasy. Enjoy.
Hi guys, I'm Dylan from the Student Music Network, and I'm currently at the Great Escape Festival in Brighton, and I'm joined by the brilliant Ecstasy. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. How are you?
Good, yeah, good. And so you're obviously from Vancouver in Canada. Have you been to Brighton before?
No.
First time. And have you had a chance to look around the city yet? Or
no, I just got here.
You got here, and how was the journey? Was it good?
No, it was terrible.
It was terrible. What was so bad about it?
We were in a van.
In the van, yeah.
Oh, shit, it was like a 5-hour drive.
I know. Well, hopefully you get a bit more time to look around the city before your show tonight.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're kind of new on the scene, but how did you sort of get into making music, and how did that all come about?
I don't know. A couple years of getting ready, a couple years of failing.
Yeah.
And then it just worked one day, kind of.
Sick.
Yeah.
And I saw on your Instagram about this time last year you had like a big display on Times Square in New York. That was sick.
Yeah, that shit was tight.
Yeah. How did that come about? Or did you know that was happening, or did that come as a surprise?
No, I knew. Spotify just likes me.
Well, they have good reason to.
Yeah, I guess so.
You've got like, I was listening to your stuff earlier, and you've got this kind of cool, like you've got like these indie bops that are kind of, I can imagine myself driving along like on a summer's drive to them.
Thank you, bro.
But it's sort of like, I think with musically you're quite diverse in your sound. You definitely add some more genres into your music. So I was wondering, what are your inspirations? Like, who did you grow up listening to?
Well, for indie, like I first started listening to like Mac DeMarco and like the drums, and Elliott Smith. But I also liked trap, so I was listening to like Lil Peep and like Tracy and everyone else on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
In like 2016, 17.
Yeah. Sick. So it's sort of like everything just incorporated into one to create these songs?
No, not really. I feel like I kind of just make whatever. I guess I'm inspired by like some stuff, but nothing that I really listen to
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah.
Cool. And one thing I wanted to ask, with your, I might be completely wrong here, but this is how I interpreted it. With your latest release, I feel like
Which one?
all the album, the EP.
Oh.
I feel like all the titles sort of, I take them as coming together as sentences.
Yeah,
So,
it's like
so was that intentional?
Yeah, it's like a poem.
Yeah, it's sick. So you've got like, I walked this world by myself, obviously. Then I met her, and it sort of all comes together. So
Yeah, that was the point.
yeah,
I'm glad you noticed that.
yeah, it's cool. It's super cool.
Thank you.
I love how it comes together, and I think Then I Met Her is probably my favourite song of yours.
Really?
It's cool, yeah. I love it. I think it's a proper groove, like, I love it, a proper summer track.
Thank you, bro.
I just wanted to finish up by asking, what are your plans for the rest of the year? Can we expect any more music, any more live performances? Are you playing any more festivals?
Yeah, a lot of touring. Working on an album. Hopefully I finish it.
Yeah,
Kind of hard to finish when you're touring, but
busy.
yeah, maybe I'll drop an album. Maybe,
Sick.
maybe not. But I'm touring America in like a couple weeks.
Cool, and you record most of your stuff in your bedroom, right? You prefer that to the studio?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much time in my bedroom anymore, but I used to. Now I kind of just, I don't know, hotels, studios.
Just on the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, thanks so much for joining us for a chat.
Thank you, dude.
And I can't wait for the show tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Thank you.
Sick.
So, hello from day 3 at the Great Escape Festival. Day 2 was full of really good music. Personal favourites for me was Stella Donnelly, one of my absolute favourites. Also Deadletter. I've seen them before, but I had to go and see them again. Absolutely incredible crowd as well. They're really buzzing for it. Lots of Six Music dads, but we love it. We also saw the likes of Emmy Nathan, Alissic, Dead Pony. All really good crowds, all really up for it. Everyone's still got the energy on day 2. We're feeling a bit worse for wear today, but and also saw Rebecca Black. Not myself, sadly, I couldn't get in, but I went and saw Chinchilla, one of my favourites as well. So lots of good music, and now we're gonna watch an interview with Stella Donnelly, the woman herself, talking about her new album. Enjoy. Hello, I'm Ben from the Student Music Network, and I'm joined by Stella Donnelly. How are you doing, Stella?
Great, thanks for having me.
Good, no, thank you for joining us. How was the flight over? How are you settling into the UK?
Feeling good, having little moments of jet lag, but other than that, really, really, really happy to be here.
Good stuff.
It's just so exciting.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I saw you had the binoculars out doing some bird watching in the Pavilion Gardens.
I did, much to the horror of my bandmates who just thought it was really embarrassing. But yeah, I've spotted some great birds so far.
Nice.
Well,
So-
I don't know if they're great. They're all new to me.
That's what I was going to ask. Have you spotted any new ones?
Well, yeah, everything's fresh. Like, I wasn't really into the bird watching prior to COVID.
Yeah.
So I've come back to tour with an extra little activity I can do.
That's
so
nice.
yeah, I've spotted some lovely birds.
Nice.
What have I seen?
Just pigeons.
Yeah.
I was asking this. I was like, do you get pigeons in Australia? Is this a thing?
We do.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, we get special pigeons. We get like rose-crowned fruit doves, which are these multicoloured rainbow fruit-eating pigeons, and they look like these tropical exotic birds. They're amazing. So
nice.
yeah. And we also get the humble English pigeon too.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
We're trying to work out because they've got a bit of a monopoly over here. But
Yeah, totally.
nice. And obviously you were the ambassador for the backyard bird count as
Yes,
well. So
I was, yes.
that's a fun one.
Do they do that over here? Do people do like a count to see?
I was going to say I've not heard of it,
Yeah.
but I think we should start
It'd be
that.
great. Yeah.
And obviously you're over for the Great Escape as well.
Yes. Mainly
I want to talk about the bird watching, but
Yeah.
also a bit of music on the side. And you're also staying for Rolling Blackouts Coastal Fever
Yes.
tour as well.
Yes.
How are you feeling about being at one of the biggest new music festivals?
Oh, it's so exciting. I mean, I played The Great Escape a few years ago, and it was such a whirlwind experience, and it's going to be so nice being back here with the band this time and being able to put on a really big show. and then the Rolling Blackouts tour starts in Brighton, so it's perfect. I get to spend some time here and then get on the bus with the boys. So it'd be
nice.
great. Yeah,
it's so nice that you get to like really play like a couple of venues in Brighton. Then you're like, is it I think it's Concord as well. So like you're really like elevating, like go through the ranks within the space for a week.
Yeah, exactly. Sinking my teeth into Brighton for sure.
Amazing. And so you've recently announced that you're going on a tour as well, your own headline tour in November, and amongst other dates. How are you feeling like? Because obviously so much forward planning goes into that. But where are you most looking forward to playing, like other than Brighton? Maybe a new place that you've never been and someone that you're looking forward to returning to?
Yeah, I mean, I think all the UK dates, it feels like coming home. I grew up in Wales, so it's so lovely to just like be back here in all the towns, and then playing Cardiff is always really special for me. Getting to see my family and those sorts of things, so that's always really great. In terms of new places,
really putting you on the spot now.
No, I'm sure there are some places that I've never been, but I really like Oslo, Norway. The Norway shows are always it's a really good vibe in Norway with the music scene there. I always have a great show there, which is great. But it's just the whole thing is just really exciting. And a great way to see the world and meet new people, and it's great.
Amazing. And we're talking obviously about like how we've had a couple of years of just like doing interviews with our pajamas on and stuff.
Yes.
But now you're in that time you've been releasing covers. You've done your Triple J, Lovers in the Air, and amongst various others, also a Wiggles cover for their album. How important? It's incredible. Like it's a really cool spin on it. But how important has it been for you to stay active, releasing music since Beware of the Dogs?
It was like, it's like a muscle that you have to continue to keep working on, really, and it's so easy to let that like muscle grow weak. And I feel like touring can actually inhibit your writing muscles. I feel like when you tour a lot, your creative kind of mind kind of starts to switch off. So it was kind of an opportunity for me to start working that again and building up my strength, and doing covers and recording covers and interpreting other people's songs is a really good way to do that. And then I just wrote heaps of songs during that time, and now I'm at that point where I'm like, oh no, I haven't written in a while. I need to keep like practicing, but it's hard to do both. It's hard to tour and write, I find.
No, definitely. I can imagine it's a difficult balance. And so you've just announced album number 2 as well.
Yes.
So the title is Flood.
Yes.
And it's come out with Lungs, the lead single. There seems to be more of a shift towards like piano in your new record, obviously with thrash metal as well, and Beware of the Dogs. There's much more you and a guitar, which was lovely in itself. But now there's a bit more production behind it. It feels. How are you feeling about like that change of sound?
Well, I was a kind of a victim of circumstance, really, and the piano was all I had at the time when I was writing music, so it was just like, it was consequential that it happened in that way, and it actually allowed me to open up sonically a little bit, just to kind of explore a different world of sound, and it's really exciting. I definitely wrote a lot of the songs on piano, but I'll probably be playing lots of guitar live, just because that's where I feel like I'm the most comfortable and stuff like that, and then I'll get someone else to play the piano part.
Someone else could do that.
I hit a lot of wrong keys, so there are a lot of takes, so it was a really exciting record to make, because I was so vulnerable at this instrument that I felt like I was dancing with 2 left feet, because it just didn't feel straight away natural, which then allowed for a lot more kind of childlike vulnerability. So it was fun.
And that's because I remember seeing a quote. You said the song is about a wobbly adult doing their best with their new set of legs and responsibilities. So it's funny you say that. And in the music video as well, you're literally on these stilts and
wobbling,
looking very vulnerable.
Yes.
So what's how much fun was the music video to make for it as well?
Oh, it was great. I kind of wanted to loosely base the video on the album cover, which is this flock of banded stilts. They're called, those birds are called banded stilts. So I thought, all right, I'll be this kind of stilt bird. And then I kind of moved away from that, because I didn't want to be dressed up as Big Bird kind of thing for a video clip. So we kind of shifted it around and made it a bit more kind of conceptual. And it was a 40-degree day, and we had no air conditioning or anything, and my feet were sweating on these stilts that my housemate made. He did a great job. It's just a carpenter, like, just hammered it together, and I was just sliding on these stilts, and it kind of worked because you can really see the fear on my face.
Definitely.
And then it allowed for the kids, the dancers, they just came across as really strong and really like confident, and that was kind of an accident, and it really worked for the song because they were just so powerful, and I was this like wobbly creature. So
absolutely loved it. Amazing. I'm really looking forward to the new record, and very excited to see you later as well. Just one last thing, because obviously our audience is a lot of students, people trying to get into creative fields. What's one piece of advice that you would maybe want to give, or something you wished you'd known when you were first starting out?
Oh, that's a good question. I went to music school for about a year, and I ended up dropping out just because it was just like the content wasn't really my vibe. But at the same time, I'm so glad I went because I built so many amazing relationships at that place that if I hadn't have gone, I wouldn't be here now. And I think that's always, it's just about like being open to new opportunities and relationships and working relationships. And I said yes to so many bands that the genre isn't my vibe. You know, I was in a bunch of different sort of acts and playing instruments I'd never played, and just like, you just say yes until you can start saying no, I think is always a good thing to practice. And that's something that I definitely didn't know that I was doing at the time, but I'm very glad that I did.
Nice. I think that's so true, because a lot of people will think, oh, you know, you can't say yes to everything forever, but that's exactly it. Like, you know, once you show that willingness and you're in a position where you don't have to keep saying yes to things, that's when you can start taking control.
Exactly, and you just start building up your bank, you know, of knowledge and practice and skills and what you like to hear as well. Like, I had terrible taste, like, at 18. Like,
what were you listening to when you were 18?
Oh my God, probably Jason Mraz or something.
Oh, poor Jason watching this. Sorry him under the bus.
Sorry, I know. I've always got. It's never going to go well when. No, but you know, like my taste was so different, and I could not have put a record out at that age. And confidently toured it confidently. You know, it just I needed time to build my own sense of self and those things. So patience is another one. I think, you know, I was 28 when my first record came out. So it's when Where the Dogs came out. So it's always, your time will come if it's going to come.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
This has been Stella Donnelly for the Student Music Network at The Great Escape. So that was my chat with Stella Donnelly. Honestly, one of my favourite interviews of all time. A real bucket list moment for me. And as I said, her set was incredible, full of new music. But I'm really excited for the next album. And now we're going to watch highlights from day 2. And also, we had a chat with Alissic, who was also incredible at Revenge. Enjoy.
Sitting on the floor playing Chinese checkers. We were in the summer house, crawling at my skin like those iron sweaters. You're just talking at me now. I've got other things to think about.
see antithesis of legislation once the streets, but masquerades as savouries. Just 995 instead makes up for 7p.
Hello, I'm Ben from the Student Music Network, and I'm joined by Alissic. We're at the Great Escape. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Good.
I'm feeling good.
Good stuff. And so you're obviously at the Great Escape.
It's pretty cool, as it is my first gig ever.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So I'm pretty excited. I have no idea how it's going to go, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be amazing.
I'm sure it will be, because you've been getting your fans to make posters for the Great Escape. So obviously there's going to be a lot of people really excited to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see my posters around. I haven't seen any, but like I got so many pictures of people just like, oh, it's your
I've
poster.
spotted some around as well.
And it's like, my fans made the posters and stuff, so it's pretty awesome.
No, definitely. You're already in a great position there. And so you've had fans design posters, and you're also doing a show in London with the Hopscotch gig for Jack Saunders. Obviously, hopefully this one goes really well. Like, how excited are you for that one as well?
I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be sick. Actually, like playing in London is kind of like crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially being from Brazil and starting my career here. It's like playing in London. It's pretty sick.
No, definitely. And you've released Superstitious in a few months ago, and you've got a new one coming out soon. We'll get on to that. But it's the first song that features lyrics from your native language, Portuguese. So how important is it to you to retain that sort of identity in your music?
It feels like it's getting stronger and stronger. My will, I want to express my roots way more than before. I was just literally like, let's just make some music now. I feel like I need to bring more of Brazil in my music.
Definitely.
It's, I don't know, it feels like it's very important to me. It's where I'm from, and I'm really proud of it, so I want to create something different with that. So
your next single, Everybody's Dead Inside, comes out Tuesday, 17th of May. What can you tell us about the track? Because I know you've been teasing it a lot.
I've been teasing it a lot. It's a kind of like, it's a farewell song for my dark self and stuff, for my dark thoughts, and I think it's like it's not really heavy, but like it does express a lot of like the feelings that I've been feeling lately, and now and being able to make music and express them. So it's gonna be cool.
Nice. I'm really excited to hear it. And so finally, obviously, as I said, we'll have young people listening, students across country. What would be maybe one bit of advice that you obviously you might not have everything figured out yourself, but what kind of advice would you give to a young person trying to go into a creative career?
Just try to be, I know it sounds cliche, but yourself, trying to be express your individualism. I think is the most important thing. Just hold on into that, to what you believe is cool and what is your art. Don't let anyone try to take that from you, because that's what makes you special. And
I'd say you're already doing a great job of that in your music, so it's it means a lot coming through someone like yourself. So nice one. Well, thank you very much for your time. This has been Alissic for the Student Music Network.
Yay,
lovely. So we're on day 3, and I thought this was a nice time. We're in between sets at the moment. I thought it would be a nice time to talk about the layout of the Great Escape. It's obviously not your conventional festival where you're all in one place. It's all over Brighton. There's loads of really cool venues, loads of really different styles of venues. We've got the beach stage just over there. Thank you, Scott, for panning around there. Sponsored by Amazon Music. And then also Horatio's is at the end of the pier, just there, where you can see the rides going on. So they've both been really good venues. I also really love Chalk. I've seen loads of gigs there before, but it has this extra nice feel to it. And then you've also got the likes of the Green Door store. I haven't actually made it there yet. I'm hoping to catch a set there later, but that's a real staple. Really small venue, really nice. The Hope and Ruin as well, that's always a lovely small venue. yeah, there's loads, even Jubilee Square. There's lots of busking going on. I think that's the really nice thing is you can go between sets and you'll catch music everywhere you go. The weather's been phenomenal for it. Brighton never fails when it comes to the Great Escape, as far as I've been here anyway. And yeah, we also had the Australian takeover on the beach stage today, and it really feels like we could be in Australia today. Stella Donnelly, I caught her second set. I had to do it, and I also had a chat with Alissic Astronaut, which you'll be seeing at some point. Yeah, it's been a really, really lovely day, and we've got a bit more music this evening. So day 3 of the Great Escape Festival is over for us at the Student Music Network. A massive thank you to LD Comms for letting us come along, and the festival itself as well. Highlights of day 3 for me, I got to see Stella Donnelly again. Also saw Alissic Astronaut in the sun. It's a really nice chill vibe. Scott also saw the Hara do an acoustic set at the Brighton Centre, and Bilk as well brought lots of energy. So that was really nice. So yeah, thank you to Scruff of the Neck for putting on a great lineup there as well. It's lovely to see the team from there. And yeah, we're going to watch some highlights now from day 3. Enjoy.
Or was it too much? How can you really want me if you really want me to be what you want? Only seem to like me when I play nicely. Is that what you want? I could play the part and bury parts of myself in my garden to make you love me. Won't that be lovely? How can you really want me if you really want me to be what you want? Only seem to like me when I play my sleep. Is that what you want? She told me that I'm fake and she's lying. Let's face it, love is right every space. In my every goal is based. In my every month's a race. That's race. We can find a phrase, it's pretty dated. Testing on my patience. The way that she do it.
Forget about the woes of a bag of the resources and a sauce of dominoes. Pizza, not a fake that exciting either. That's why I like the rest of my triple mix for the
So hi, this is Ben from the Student Music Network, and I'm joined by Alissic Astronaut. How are you doing, Alex?
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
Good. No, it's a pleasure to have you. I first saw you in actually the Great Escape 3 years ago.
Oh wow!
And my main memory is you playing Happy Song. And you had the whole room like singing it along, and I know you played it again today on the beach this time. How's it compared, like playing, you know, obviously you get some venues that are like quite dark and sort of like packed in, but you're playing to like a nice afternoon chilled out crowd.
Yeah.
How's that been?
It was really good. It was like nice to have lots of people there, and like yeah, it feels like we're in Australia because it's very sunny today and people were singing along. It's such a fun beach. Like, I just, it's cool. It's
amazing. And so, have you been able to catch anyone else? Because I know you came over sort of earlier in the week, and have you been able to see anyone else?
I saw my friend Stella Donnelly. She played yesterday, and that was fantastic. And then VLURE just then, he's on the same label as me in Australia, and his voice is so beautiful. So
nice.
I like that.
It's really nice to have like an Australian takeover. And I was saying as well that like it wouldn't really work if it was like an Australian takeover and it was just like British weather just raining down. So
that would be a bit sad.
Yeah, but it's worked out really well. It's all good. And so you just played on the beach stage, so how does the audience compare for you, like playing at the Great Escape, one of the sort of new music festivals? Obviously you've got like a lot of like industry people, whatever. How does that compare to like one of your own shows? How do you approach it?
It's a lot harder. Like you have to do a lot more planning, I think, and like I guess you kind of have to reduce the amount you talk on stage and play the music more, and they're quick sets usually, like 30 minutes, so you have to kind of work out if people are coming for just a small portion of the set, like how do you kind of pick the songs that people will like and keep everyone interested, I don't know, and like play the songs that are best, I guess, represent you as an artist. So I kind of pick a bunch of story songs, and then I have like some sing-along ones, and then like the ones that are kind of more important to me, so I kind of get a balance in there.
I think you smashed the mix of it. You got like good like sing-along ones, but also the really important ones. I know, like, and I think that's the thing I love most about your music is like there are so many stories behind them, and you really comes across. So that's it's a really, really lovely set. And so obviously you had your debut album come out in 2020.
Yes.
And now building up to the second album.
Yeah.
How is the process compared? Obviously there's the obvious, like maybe writing or at home, but how's that?
Well, it was interesting because my first album came out in 2020, so I haven't really been out playing shows at all. And so to come back in kind of for the second album cycle, I guess, I've just had a whole bunch of songs that have been cycled out. So it's really interesting, like lots of the songs that are 2 years old now, I've never played live. So it's just been a lot more practicing, because I guess when I record, you like do the recording and then it's over. Usually you're playing shows all the time, so you remember songs.
Of course.
But I had to learn all my songs kind of from scratch, which was interesting, and I guess my autopilot isn't as turned on at the moment, so it takes a lot of brain power being on stage.
Just
and
gotta
get
retrain the muscles and stuff.
So that's super fun. I think that's been like a real challenge, and I think I guess same as everyone, I'm just grateful to be able to play and travel now.
So to wrap up the weekend at the Great Escape, some of our highlights from the weekend: Mooner on the beach on day one. Loads of Die Hard fans singing along to every word. Scott himself was joining in. We also saw VLURE on the pier at Ratios, which was really good. There was lots of Die Hard fans there as well, getting really emotional, and VLURE were responding with literally shaking the roof, I think. So that was really fun. Day two for me, Stella Donnelly at Chalk. I've been wanting to see her for years now. Finally got to see her properly, and also Deadletter at Paganini Ballroom. It's just such a good crowd. I've already mentioned it, but so good. I think Scott's favourite was Rebecca Black performing Friday, live on Friday at Club Revenge. They're doing a hyperpop version of that, and also Alissic at Club Revenge. And then today, for me, Morgan Harper-Jones at One Church was my standout, and actually Astronaut down on the beach. Really nice chill vibe. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you very much.